There's nothing cool about taking punishment, getting beat up, getting bloody lips, and getting a check. It's the coolest thing I can do. I can dominate you, shut you out, and make crazy money, and go home and live with my family in a very, very comfortable and happy way.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Barry Robinson, A Million Styles Boxing. Of course, Floyd Mayweather versus Robert Guerrero breakdown. This will be a very even breakdown. I'll call the fight as I see it, of course. Before we get into this video, there's just so much background stuff to go over. Before we get into that, guys, please subscribe, share, like, comment, and definitely comment and like and share so we can get the conversation started about intelligent boxing talk. Also, please like my Facebook page so you guys can stay up to date with the conversation surrounding AMSB. Okay, before we watch this video, there's some videos you guys need to watch. I already said these things a few videos ago, and I know some people are going to be new to my videos here, but that's fine. Floyd Mayweather versus Cotto, rounds 1 through 3, AMSB boxing film study. Watch the video. I explained it before the media told you, before anybody else told you, when people were saying Mayweather was old. I simply made this video. I made this video when? March 29th, 2013. It says basically that Mayweather dumbed it down during his fight. What do I mean by dumb it down? That he fought a certain way to please the media and the fans and to prove something that he didn't need to prove. So, make sure you guys check out this playlist because it'll have a lot of information that you guys need to see. You got to watch the Mayweather Hatton film study to understand. You got to watch the Mayweather Indu film study, the Mayweather Corley, the Zab Judah film study. You got to watch these to understand it, where I'm coming from when I talk these things about Mayweather. So here we go. Last night he's fighting Robert Guerrero, right? All the media, all the smart people, the experts are saying that the guy has gotten old because he fought flat-footed versus Cotto. Well, again, I say that those people don't watch fights because he fought flat-footed versus many fighters. Unfortunately, people don't watch fights, so it's easy to see how they can make a mistake and say, well, Cotto, he fought flat-footed. So that's pretty much my whole crusade. My whole crusade is about getting people to talk intelligently and watch boxing and stop just letting media and fans spread rumors that are not true, because then it takes away from the martial art. Let's get into this fight. Again, Mayweather chooses this fight to go back to fighting smart. And then you'll see my open letter to Floyd Mayweather. You'll see that that's something I pleaded for also. Why go out there and fight, any other way but smart, especially to finish off your career as an older guy. Just outsmart these guys. From the get-go, let's point something out from the get-go. Floyd tried to tell everybody before the fight happened how he would win this fight. He said a few things. He said, listen, he says, I control the tempo of how we're going to fight, whether we fight fast, slow, but I control that tempo. We all know that control is fun. Small things, all things. So you see Mayweather start off here catching the jab with his hand. Same thing now, he puts his hand out. This is a beautiful technique and something that Muhammad Ali used to do. He sticks his hand out here, which offsets Robert's rhythm. Why do we say that? Let's look at Robert's first jab. It was a sharp jab. He put it out there. First one was caught. Now he stick his arm out there to time. All the while, his feet are moving, small step, backwards. So just the fundamentals. And then he fires his jab right back. Shoots his jab. In the beginning, there's going to be this lead hand play. And great control right there. Mayweather did a great thing this fight by using his lead hand. I understand what his father is saying here about, it's not that Mayweather needs to throw big 1-2s, but just use his jab, which will help him set up the leads he liked to throw a lot more often. So, really, and what's great about that? What's great about that? The ability to make adjustments. Why do you say words like black belt? The ability to make adjustments, to show different techniques, to fight different fighters different ways and find a way to win. I don't care about the personal life, all that stuff. Let's talk about technique, people. Technique. The ability to do different things. Guys showed you could brawl. You know, this is the difference between Andre Berto right away and Floyd Mayweather. You know, people, this is, there's so many things we could point out before this fight that is quite annoying. You know, Andre Berto came out in the Philly shell or whatever you want to call it, Mayweather defense, even though people have been doing it way before Mayweather. You know, Andre Berto came out in a defense. But Andre Berto, I have a lot of respect for him. He's a nice guy. But I don't think they really study fights too much over there because they would know that Mayweather fights southpaws out of a high guard. That's just, if you just got to watch fights and you would know that one. So, yeah. This is one of my favorite parts of the fight in the beginning because this establishes, this is the difference between Andre Berto. So here you'll see Robert mount an attack. You see Floyd's arm here is going to go right here in between him and Guerrero, which gives Mayweather the chance to control, even though they're being physical, it gives him a chance to control how physical Guerrero could be. Also lets Guerrero know, I'm a grown man, I'm here. And this is what's necessary. This is the difference. Again, five different guards Mayweather featured during this fight. People say he didn't have footwork. Why do they say he didn't have footwork? Because he didn't move versus Cotto. When he chose to do that to dumb it down, because he had to, we have to dumb it down in order for people to understand what you're doing these days. So here you see Mayweather start the defensive responsibility, which is what my open letter, the video that I made, was about defensive responsibility. Because sure, be more aggressive, but move your head afterwards. Stuff like this. Just, yeah, be smart. So here you see Mayweather start to throw his right hand, and he knows the counter's coming. The best counter for him to throw right there, Guerrero, would be, the left hand. That's what he's going to throw. One of the main aspects of Mayweather mid-work is, besides the tap on the shoulder, is to roll. You roll after you throw the right hand, and this is just basic Mayweather mid-work, basic Mayweather focus mid-work, which would be the two and roll. So, people sometimes want to know a lot of things about training, but they don't care to study, and that's why we're making these videos. Great right hand to the body. You see that's the second time you see that. Now, right there on Robert's face, if we go back to that shot, Mayweather said that he said before the fight, he tries to talk to people about certain things. And before the fight, he said, it's a lot different when they're in there with me. And Robert Guerrero, you can see he figured that out right here. Look at this again. Also look at something else. This was another funny way about Mayweather's attack tonight. Everybody says you have to have your foot on the outside of a southpaw. You're going to see a lot during this fight. Mayweather operates with his foot on the inside of Robert. Why? Because he's taking control. He's not waiting for Robert to throw left hands and avoid them. He's taking control by using his jab, throwing his right hand to the body, throwing a straight right hand upstairs, and what defensive responsibility afterwards, rolling out, controlling his head, things like that. Mind you, we're 1 minute into this round. You can see it right there, Robert's face. What the heck did I get into here? Not that he's scared or anything. He's obviously a tough guy. But just, okay, wow, this guy's pretty smart. And there you see it again. This would ultimately be a bad foot position for Mayweather. But, this is, I guess, something else they worked in the gym because this happened all night long. Let's check out the small things, all things. So here you're going to see Mayweather throw his lead right hand, right? And if he wasn't rolling for defense, he was turning the guy, just going back to the basics. So he would just turn Guerrero. Just, just going back. Just, this is what's funny about watching this now and really breaking this down is that if Mayweather really wanted to piss off his haters, he would do this to everybody for 12 rounds, every single fight. But he chooses to give entertainment sometimes. And as he gets older, that's not going to be smart. But there you see it again, just limiting what Robert Guerrero could do by being physical with him. Things that Berto's going to have to learn and work on in the gym. And there you see that battle of foot position didn't even matter to Floyd. That's really funny, actually. Again, beautiful work. And I'll explain to you. I know you guys see the punch, but okay, after the punch, we've seen him roll. After the punch, we've seen him head control. We've seen him turn. Let's see what he does here. So this is another thing you'll see him do. He'll throw this lead right hand, which is obviously it's a dangerous punch because it's a lead right hand, and you might come off balance. You're not going to stay in fighting stance the whole time. But what is the remedy if that happens? Well, if you've trained on a high level and you know that sometimes punches don't get back, you go right to head control. So sometimes on a high level you can't get your punches back. You're in there with a counter punch, a veteran guy. What do? Control his head right away. Let's go right back to that. So immediately from round one, Floyd's in control. Here's another situation. Small things, all things. So after that sequence, right? You might say, okay, there's a big difference between Amir Khan going the wrong way and Floyd Mayweather choosing to set his offense up. And let's go right back to that for 1 second. So he's saying now a guy is going to go the wrong way, right? But he knows he's going to go the wrong way. So it's the first thing that he does to establish going the quote-unquote wrong way and be able to do that in a safe way. Puts his lead hand out there. Once he establishes his lead hand, he understands where his range is. What can he do? He can walk with fighting stance to the right, take a step back when he sees a punch, and then circle out to the left, which is basic fundamentals. Basic fundamentals, take a step back, get out the store. Let's watch that sequence again. All Mayweather did last night was go back to the basics. Back to the basics. Keep it simple. Fight smart. That's fighting smart. Occupying a guy with his jab. Don't need to be a crazy hard jab. There we go. Landing punches, getting it out. You can see Robert Guerrero is very concerned at this point. He understands he's in there with something different now. Now, it's funny because Mayweather is so good that he get touched in a boxing fight where you're going to get touched. And people go, oh, man, he lost a round. If that's how good Mayweather is. If he get touched once, twice, then he lost a round to some people. There you see again, we'll rewind that because unfortunately a lot of times people see a punch thrown and they go completely ape crap. So there's a nice body shot there from Robert Guerrero, which is the one punch he's landed. One of the 2 or 3 punches he's landed in this round. Here he rushes in with a jab. We'll continue going. So this is clearly, so far, Mayweather round, unless Robert Guerrero starts landing. Beautiful work. I'm going to go back to small things, people. I'm going to go right back to small things. Beautiful work. I get excited when I watch certain things, not just because it's Mayweather, but the small things. As in every single video I do, I talk about the small things. You know, stuff. It's funny because I talk about those things and I get comments sometimes, oh, that's beginner boxing, Barry. And I'm like, okay, well then how come so many fighters then aren't executing beginner boxing fundamentals? Yeah, it's interesting. Interesting the talk that goes on. Anyway, same thing again here. Establish my distance and take a small step back. Let's watch that again. Just completely offsetting Robert the entire night. Let's watch this again. Okay, I'm going to establish my distance. Now, when you get set to punch, because see, Robert is getting set here. Let's look at Robert's rhythm. What is Robert's rhythm? It's his lead hand. You see him moving it up and down. What does Floyd do? He puts his glove on that lead hand, offsets his rhythm. Then if he needs to, what can I do? Look at his feet. I can take a step back. Small step back. Keep my range. Let's watch that sequence again. Small things, all things. Small step back. Nothing major. And this is what we're talking about. Mastery of ranges. Mastery of fighting stance. Mastery of footwork. Most people associate footwork with what Muhammad Ali did, which is great. That is good footwork. But the very basics, taking a step back when I need to take a step back. Measuring my range before I do it. Those are the basics of boxing. That's great footwork, also I meant to say. Defensive responsibility the whole time. Nobody said you have to fight like Floyd. You don't have to fight like Floyd. But Floyd fights a style in which he likes to throw a single shots at a time, which controls the pace of the fight. The reason why guys like Robert Guerrero, they talk about rushing in and pressure fighting, but then when the fight comes, they don't rush in and pressure fight because something's coming back, and it's something that Floyd Mayweather will throw is going to be accurate and it's going to land. He won't waste anything. He will not waste anything. So that's why guys don't rush in. And the shots you don't see hurt the most. People keep saying, oh, you don't have to fight the power, the guy don't fall down. That's just talking ignorant. Let's continue. Same thing here. Just occupying Robert. Let's go right back to that sequence where no punch was thrown. This is completely controlling a guy. This is what Floyd Mayweather meant it to be before the fight happened, that I control what goes on in the ring. Let's watch this. So here they posture in the middle of the ring. You can see Robert's getting his rhythm. He's getting his set. He's moving his hands up and down. Let's continue watching. You see him moving his hands. He's trying to get his rhythm so he can punch. What does Mayweather do there? Sticks his glove out one time. Sticks it out again. Offset. Completely offsets anything Robert was about to do. Robert at this point must start over. There you go. You see him start over again. What does Mayweather do? Put his glove on his hand again. Robert must start over again. A little feint there. A little feint there. What must Robert do? He must wait to see what Floyd will do. He must wait to see what Floyd will do. That's Controller's Fun 101. And Robert was trying to counterpunch. That's how much he was not in control. He was in. I don't think the game plan was for him to counterpunch. I think, So that's round one. We'll come back to rounds 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. These will be probably long videos because there's so much to break down round to round. Thank you guys for watching Million Styles Boxing. Make sure you debate. Send them to forums, talk forums, educate these people that be talking crazy. Make sure you watch CSI Floyd Mayweather so you understand why he is the greatest fighter of our generation. When people hear the talk 44 tried all this crap, okay, forget that. Just remember that all 44 guys fought different. And yes, Mayweather Castillo 1 breakdown's coming up soon. What do I have to say about that? You're going to see when the fight is finished broken down. Sometimes false information is passed around and it just becomes like the truth. So I'm going to knock that out pretty soon. Million Styles Boxing. Peace.